Alright. YouTube should be receiving my content. Let me just check to see if I'm muted or not. I'm fine. Okay. I am all set. Let's do this. Okay, what were we doing? Oh yeah, there's that. I remember that. We just finished the Minoris, I think. Right? Yeah, we have to talk to him. We could do that. I want to probably wait just a little bit before we progress to the other two places I could have gone. But we can go talk to the governor. I think he's over here. I believe. If I were the governor, where would I be? Is there no way to track this quest? News of Ro's downfall and the successful liberation of the monster. The Adeptus Mechanis signify the end of the major rest. Is he somewhere on the ship, or do I have to go back to the planet? There's Adra. Actually, it would say on the map, wouldn't it? Like, there's Heinrichs. Is that him? No. Where is he? He's not all the way back on the place, is he? He might be. Let's go see. Go here. Right, the bunker. Bring everyone. Apparently 6 is the limit, so if we get anyone else, then I'll have to start making some decisions. I don't think it'll be too hard. There's no need for 3 warriors. Only having 2 psychers could be an issue, though. Alright, are you the dude? No. Wait, no, there he is. Hey, dude. I did the thing. Everything's okay. Greetings, your lordship, says the governor in dismal voice, glancing effectively at Solomon. Governor Medine offers Heinrich a somewhat strained smile. Master von Kallax, it pleases me to see you in good health. Hope that you accomplished what you intended to at the electrodynamic cenobium. Not quite. Profit gain, nice. Can't express how grateful I am for your help. Now that the insidious heretic's designs have been thwarted, nothing stands in the way of my plans or yours. With Aurora dead, the spirit of a revolt is waning. Entire squads of rebels are surrendering. We are witnessing the final days of the uprising. We've already signed the order to allocate 2,000 first-class wayfarers to you. Transfer to your ship should begin any minute now. I would also like to salute the savior of Reichad Minoris and have already given the order for a celebration to be held in your honor. We will mark the victory with an ancient custom, the Triumph. You will drive through the city streets accompanied by a guard of honor, as befits a hero who has vanquished the Imperium's enemies. Where your trophies will be displayed to the jubilant crowds. We know once you have concluded your business in the system, we're ready for the triumph to begin. In regards to your own participation in the Triumph, Governor, you will accompany us to the Starport to provide timely answers to any questions that may occur to me as I inspect the terminal here. That being said, you should appear before your subjects at least once at the end of the ceremony. Doing so will help to maintain order. No reason to let the people know that the world may soon be in for a change of leadership. Sorry, I was getting a drink. She's freaking out. For Grak's sake. Big reptile, okay. Look, Captain, I can't see a thing, only darkness, pitch black darkness. Well, that bodes well. Are you being facetious, ma'am? There's blood, just tell me this is a hysterical outburst and your companion's heart. You good? Quite alright. There's darkness in my mind, but I haven't gone blind. It's the darkness that I see. It's the only thing I see. No idea what that means, but the whole thing reeks, Lord Captain. Don't like the look of this in the slightest. Stares at her hands as if she's never seen them before. It's gone. No doubt. Been through a lot lately, ma'am. Small wonder your vision had a dim spell. With all the shooting everywhere, let alone all the maimed and maddening insurgents. You'll be alright. The festivities will distract you and you'll feel right as rain again. Absolutely. I trust you completely. Glad to hear it. That's quite enough mad ramblings and eye problems for one day. Haven't found a navigator yet. Then I daren't delay you further, your lordship. Okay, so once I get a navigator, I'll talk to you again, it seems like. Groovy. A navigator is... Didn't I have... Okay, so I think it's... I thought I had all three to go to. Between my Norris, Philia, and the third one. Or maybe I do, but I got to do any of them I wanted. Now I'm being, like, railroaded into one of the ones I didn't pick. Maybe this is the one I'm forgetting. And then I'll be able to do the other one. So I get to choose whichever one I do first. But now it's predetermined which one I do, I think. There's also rumors, aren't there? And contracts... Don't know what contracts are. Xavier's powerful and mysterious figure plays a pivotal role. Since even over rogue traders, okay. Circling the nearby star has landed on a large, uninhabited world in the system. I should check that out, maybe.
Patience! My nerves are frayed!
We are done here. For now. Set on a large, uninhabited planet. Oh, wait, there it is. What are you? Master Helmsman Revor. Right, that guy. Vox cracks to life and Master Helmsman Revor addresses you. What we have here, Lord Captain. It's not very noticeable, but there's a void ship sitting in the local asteroid field. Sure it's quiet, like it's huddled up in there on purpose. It's not like I'm surprised. The thing is more scrap heap than ship at this point. Somebody sure went to town on it. We're registering critical damage to the hull and depressurization of several compartments. Oh, there's an incoming transmission now, too. Yes. Transmission hisses abruptly, cuts to static. Do not require assistance, Pete. Do not require assistance. Copy. Keep following, they'll pass us by, won't they? And something protects. Told our augurs cannot determine the allegiance of the vessel. To be brief, there's an unidentified and badly damaged vessel within an asteroid field near the Rykadphilia colony that is refusing help, which, not to put a fine point on it, has not yet been offered to them. Well, I didn't come to investigate just to be told to go away immediately. Mr. Captain? Connection is established. Unknown vessel. We are receiving you. Identify yourselves. I repeat, identify yourselves. For a brief moment, Fox only hisses and snaps, then several voices start shouting over another. Do not tell them we are done for. I assume these are 3 different people. This is Thunderfang. We are... Another voice. A merchant vessel. Do you copy? We are a private merchant vessel. Merchant vessel. Of course they are. Damn my stupid head. Where did I hear this name before? Thunderfang. Why can we not identify you? Why? I don't know. Well, it's certainly not. Spring Crew dies, and a clear, youthful voice cuts through the static. Vessel's badly damaged. Damage preventing the correct identification. We assure you, merchant vessel Thunderfang does not require aid. Damage report? Telemetry? Shows multiple hull breaches, most likely caused by the guns of a combat ship. Several compartments are leaking air. Bridge has been almost completely obliterated. 2 of the engines are critically damaged. Somebody gave them a thrashing so solid they barely managed to limp away. What happened to you, lads? Fox responds by bursting into a cacophony. Sounds, words, and emotions. Someone chuckles bitterly. Other swears with some foul expletives. I don't know if I can read that word. I don't think I've ever heard this word out loud. Yet another hisses, furiously demanding the other shut up. You managed to make out a little from all this noise. We were just flying, minding our own business, straight out of the blue and opened fire. Miracle we could get away and were protected. And then more fire. Who, Floyd only knows, roasted our tail, bombed everything. Our folks are left without help. We never got to them. What are you actually doing? Happy now? What have you done, idiots? Too late now. Vox channels once again, filled with angry whispering of several voices. Whispers of static are drowned out by a clear and slightly frightened voice. Do you copy? We are from the Fellow of the Void. Did not come here to loot, on a different business. Help our own out of jail. Do not hurt, please. We already had our Kronos cleaned. How about striking a deal? Hold is full of plunder, goods. Okay, we're pirates, I see. In case you're unaware, Lord Captain, Fellowship of the Void. It's a disorderly assembly of several dozen pirate factions. I knew it. You can't say plunder and not be a pirate. Cronus Expanse consider themselves above regular heretics solely because they sometimes have vox conversations with those whom they are about to board. Were it up to me, I would make them eat a salvo from the macro cannons and shake the scum loose from the decks. Certainly deserve it. Factitum generous Stanrock, honeyed voice. The high factitum interrupts the translation with polite cough. Wait on destroying the vessel if I were you. Although the moral aspect of their livelihoods do cause some awkward questions, Fellowship of the Void remains a major supplier of goods to the local market. Perhaps you'll find dealing with them acceptable, especially in a situation where performing a warp jump is impossible. Yeah, sure, why not? Hello, Hyper. You came at just the right time. I found the pirate ship. I think I should commercial with it. I'm getting notifications from your streams. That is unfortunate. I don't know how I can... the only thing I can say is make sure the bell's on, and that's about all I can say on my end. Yeah. Oh, damn. What do we actually have? Nebula. The bell is on. Yeah, that's all you can do, I think. If that doesn't work, then maybe it's a weird algorithm thing. I don't know. Give me your medkits. My reputation is too low. You don't like me enough? Maybe I should have shot you guys. I can sell to you guys, can't I? I don't need these. Do I? No. I have all these. Did that give me any money? How much money do I have? Where is my money? What more does the tube want? Probably more than... How much subscribers do I have? 101? In the grand scheme of things, not a whole lot. Do you not want to buy this? I don't even. Reputation. I can gain reputation this way? Maybe. Can I sell specific things? Okay. And how much reputation did that give me? Probably none, right? No. I don't know how this works. Or leave. Okay, so where was I go? This doesn't seem to have been it. Unless it just doesn't update. Needs the navigator. I think we're only able to do the navigator? Or whatever this is. Urac 5. Or V. Probably 5. Oh, hey. Sorry to disturb you. It's pandemonium outside the bridge gate. One of the officers seems to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Warsurian's voice. In any case, I want to warn you in advance. Okay. What do we want? Come on. It's not that hard. There we go. Can't you guys see I'm busy? Sitting in a chair. Every sounds of the bridge are disrupted by voices raised in anger. Abelard's voice last of all. It's not the conduct of an officer. These are antics of a high-born brat out on a lark. Explain yourself, Lieutenant. Avril events. There, that's how you say it. Young woman standing before Abelard strives with all her might to not quail, I can read. Under the onslaught of her superior's anger, she falters, but then manages to look him in the eye and say, I apologize, sir, but I must speak to the Lord Captain. Well, I'm here. What do you want? Very well, Lieutenant. You may address the Lord Captain, not least because I see you have already seen fit to disturb him. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of belligerence toward a higher-ranking officer will be logged in your personal file without delay. Captain, Lieutenant Avril Events, requesting permission to speak. While silent, then adds rashly, on a matter of extreme importance and urgency. Let's see. Well, you're already here. What do you want? Matter cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks on orders to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary. But I am convinced that this step is unwarranted and that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers. She's trembling almost with tension as she delivers her speech, her face extremely pale. I'm sure the series has upped your reading level by at least grade? Probably. I had to do a bit of out loud reading for Silksong as well, so that helped me warm up a bit. Abelard in no hurry to intervene. Without a skeptical huff, glances at Sourback, who's standing not far from him, but she maintains a stony expression. There's a lot of words in this game that I believe are made up and take at least like 4 syllables. It's very hard to read words for the first time. Like, who knows what Seneschal means? Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of Seneschal Warsurian, I think that's how you say it. and to intervene in what's happening on lower decks, because very soon we'll have mutiny on a massacre on our a mutiny or a massacre on our hands. The soft last words as though she knows them by heart. She's clearly been preparing to say them for some time. When she is finished, she casts an anxious glass at Abelard and then you. Seneschal's real title? I know, that was mostly a joke, because, like, who uses Seneschal in real life? But they do use a lot of made-up words. Like techno-priest and stuff. Why has no one told me about the insurrection on my ship? Hey, Medjed, nice to have you. Would not deem it a problem worthy of a rogue trader's attention. Lower decks, as it so happens, are in revolt. 30-some years ago, we even had a revolutionary leader rise up who dared to establish workers' rule across the entire ship. It took a month to restore order, but even 8 years later, we are still battling rumors that the hero had survived his execution and was on the verge of gathering people to fight against tyranny once more. Needless to say, the rumors were baseless. For the current situation, we have sufficient enforcers. But are ships just like their own mobile states in this world? That's a very big deal to happen on a boat. Workers' rights in this comic. This whole setting seems to be very anti, like, lesser people, like, lower people on the totem pole. Either you do what the person above you says, or you die. That's how it works, it seems. And maybe they kill you anyway, because why not? I'm sure there's some sort of social commentary you could gather in that. On this ship, the word of the Lord Captain carries more weight than a salvo from 100 vultures. I'm sure that if the rogue trader addresses the malcontents directly, he will quell the unrest. Have you seen the opening crawl to any Warhammer game? The only Warhammer media I am familiar with is this one. I knew basically nothing outside of this one. Cruelest and bloodiest regime imaginable, that makes sense. Good to think what problem you will disturb the rogue trader with next. Perhaps you'll ask the Lord Captain to break up brawls in the mess room. I've already given you the means to resolve this problem. You simply need to use them. If I may, your lordship, sending a hit squad to crush the rebellion is a means of ignoring the problem, not solving it. It's not supposed to be utopia, I know, but it's very comically grimdark, you know? That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone's just like everyone in the world just picks the evil dialogue option whenever given the opportunity, it seems. How'd this start? Situation can boil over at any minute, so I'll give you the condensed version. It all began when the enforcers on the cultist amulet on the body of someone who'd been killed in a drunken brawl, ordered it up the chain immediately, ensured cleansing rites be performed, and opened an investigation. No heretics have been found alive, but the search has brought tensions between enforcers and workers to a head. I should have taken a breath while reading that. Setting was satire initially, but it's kind of grown beyond that. It still feels like satire, honestly. Why is the Seneschal here? Shall explain. Beg you to hurry, time's running out. I will not hurry, since my competence is under scrutiny. Hold on, you'll be back soon. No problem, dude. Take all the time you need. She'll speak for as long as I see fit. You've been doing that this whole game. There's established order on the way things are done on this ship, and one of the pillars of that system is that the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It's the Seneschal's role to ensure that. I have always handled the internal problems myself, so of course, when I received information about cultists hiding on the lower decks, I took the matter in hand. As long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodora von Valancius. I still don't know how to say that. I've heard it said like 10 times already, but I keep forgetting. I will find refuge on her ship. Okay. Far too heavy-handed, Seneschal Wassarian. Arrests, interrogations, mass punishments for the entire sectors. It has driven the people to the brink. Now there's a strike on the lower decks and depot 4 to be precise. 3 worker clans are involved, but many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into an all-out insurrection. When I report to my concerns, the response I received was an order to dispatch an assault unit and crush the strike with maximum force. Okay. give me exposition, please. What's Depot for? One of the poorest sectors on the lower decks. It's home to clans, general laborers. They're not as valuable to the ship as families who have served its specialized systems for generation. They're easily replaceable resource, and one which is now more besides giving succor. Succor? Is that how you say it? To cultists and minions to the archenemy. That's the first time archenemy has been highlighted for me to read. Depot 4 is poor and troubled. But at worst, that means drunken fights and illegal rot-gut brewing. We have handled the workers of Depot 4 in the past. We would have done so again if the crackdown on Depot 4 hadn't been so harsh. Another important point to bear in mind, problem is not limited to this sector. Located on one of the most populated lower decks, and everything that happens there has a knock-on effect on all the neighboring sectors. What's your opinion, Abelard? See no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interests of your protectorate. I think that's how you say it. See, I don't know if this word's made up, like 40k original, or if that's an actual word. I've never seen it before. In your personal safety, if you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objections. For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower deck, stop the assault unit, and speak directly to the people. You will see that they are not lying or harboring heretics. That way you will stop the uprising before it begins. What's your opinion, Mr. Master of Arms? I can't tell. Lord Captain, not unlike Lieutenant Vance, I respect the chain of command and realize that it is not within my right to challenge my superiors. Sarback bows her head right, in Abelard's direction. Never a moment later, a serpentine smile appears on her lips. That being said, while I entirely share the Master Rosarian's opinion on what Fate Depot 4 deserves, please note that this insubordination is the direct consequence of actions that he himself has introduced. Sarback, I see that you have decided to follow the Lieutenant's example. After all, such behavior does you no credit. What you got to say back? Mr. Sarback, can you recall an occasion where I would encourage an officer to disobey their superior, or where I would overrule their order? Show favoritism to those who merited none. Done, Seneschal. There have been no such cases in the entire time I've served aboard this ship. If anyone were to claim otherwise, I would have them pay for insulting your honor with blood. Your conduct in this regard has always been spotless. Your conduct in this regard have always been spotless. I feel like that's a typo. Shouldn't it be has always been spotless? I don't know. This game has a lot of words. I'm sure they mess up sometimes. Nevertheless, given your eminent position, a simple show of attention on your part is enough to erode the propriety of junior officers, inflate their sense of self-importance, and undermine discipline. That you distinguish some of them and know them by name is tantamount to walking around the officers' deck handing out gifts to officers who have caught your eye. Still, those who set apart with ambition and audacity make them stand out above the rest. Forcers are meant to be faithful servants, fighters ready to die, their fate entrusted to their commander and no one else. That is the sole foundation of order. Protectorate is a real word. I have figured it was, because usually when they use a made-up word for the first time, they highlight it in orange, and I can see what it means. I've never seen it before today, though. Now let's hear your side. Ship's regulations state that the Master-at-Arms is responsible for resolving all matters related to ship's enforcers, yet it's no secret that the Seneschal has a tendency to show partiality. Those enforcers and officers whom he has deemed particularly promising are at times given permission to approach him for tutelage. I cannot deny Master Rosarian's experience and insight. The Seneschal has a record of fostering students who have indeed achieved much and demonstrated an impeccable performance. However, sending such patronage over the head of their immediate superior encourages disregard for hierarchy among your lordship's servants. Today, an enforcer goes to the Seneschal to report an order from the Master-at-Arms that they happen to disagree with. Tomorrow, they'll go to the Lord Captain to object to the Seneschal's order. I notice a pattern in these actions. Do you agree, Vance? Captain, I swear that Seneschal Syrian has never granted me any privileges, never once advocated for me, nor facilitated my promotions. Although he is the man who convinced me to become an officer in the first place, he's offered me extensive guidance on my search and my service, for which I am grateful to him. And while not all my fellows receive such attention, I know at least a dozen fine officers whom the Seneschal keeps in his sights to ensure they continue to strive. Prepare new generations to the dynasty servants, to instruct them, and to separate those with potential from those who have exhausted it. That is my duty, Seneschal. The ship has bays worth of pilots, enforcers, officers, technicians, and stewards from whom I have raised personally. By the throne, every third person standing on this bridge right now was my student at one point. He's showing no favoritism by showing everyone's favoritism, is what I'm hearing. Or every third person, at least. I see. Evidently, my officers are anything but a shining example of unity and adherence today. I have only myself to blame, I suppose. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna not do the quest. So, this one. Go and preserve you, Lord Captain, and thank you for your support. Enterprise bordering on the sophomoric, but please yourself. Lord Captain, however, I categorically insist that I escort you. Sure thing, dude. Captain, I regret that the enforcers were unable to handle the situation, which then led to you and the Seneschal's involvement. I consider it my duty to go to Depot for myself and see the expedient resolution of this incident. Bring everyone. We're going to be seeing fights, it looks like, if we have to bring the party. Surely nothing that bad. I mean, I fought a rebel, like, organization and had basically no issue. Anyone on this ship can't be that bad. So, Syrian, take that, scum. Well, there, friendly. Reflexively wipes the sweat from his brow in a startlingly human gesture. Telling one, for a moment where he allows his age and weariness to show through his armor like veneer of self-assurance. Lower decks are at a source of endless problems. Sometimes they dearly regret that we cannot replace all the locals with servitors, which are robots, basically. What's that goop they throw it on you? Is it dangerous? It's bubbly. Bubbly usually means dangerous, and green, doubly so. People dare to disrespect a senior officer, how dare they? We would not have the chance to express such disrespect if we were not here, and the situation had been dealt with by the relevant officers. It's a junior officer's worst failing to pass problems up the chain of command. I have never been able to abide it. I shall say it again. It was a mistake to come here on Lieutenant Ven's whim, Lord Captain. Calling them robots implies they're AI, which is heresy. Everything is heresy. I understand. They call everything heresy. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Every other person in this universe is called a heretic. You just say it as if they say peasants or something. Must admit that the lieutenant is by no means the worst material for an officer. But in the name of Terra, the girl is the same as age as my eldest great-granddaughter. She has the gall to tell me how to manage the lower decks and hunt down cultists. Will be another 20 years at least before she can be trusted to act without oversight. Okay, dude. They seem to have beef with you specifically. Of course they were. The organization of the daily, routine life of the ship rests upon my shoulders. The mountain challenges and problems from which I endeavor to insulate you, Lord Captain. The situation on the lower decks has been a cause for concern, and I have intervened personally on more than one occasion. That's why they remember me. That must be why they remember me. You do not know your face. To them, you are akin to a creature of legend, one who has stood on the steps of the Golden Throne, no less. Where I am the man whose name is attached to every order docking rations or lowering of base heating. What game is this, by the way? Hi, hello, Benkush. This is Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. From my understanding, it's basically like Baldur's Gate 3, but Warhammer instead. If you're familiar with Baldur's Gate 3. What's this? This game tell me? I don't think so. What's this? It's a bed. Okay. So how long do we have before we get jumped by lads?
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Sure you are, dude. Should probably just map out this entire place, shouldn't I? I did that before. It's weird that I can loot this area. I own this ship. This should be automatically in my inventory, effectively. What's that? Nothing important immediately. What's that? Nothing immediately important. Alright, that's all that's in this room.
Lies beyond.
Can't be here for long, gotta go. The dishwasher needs your help.
I still
Okay,
do not
I
see
get it.
our purpose in coming here.
We'll see soon enough.
Relax, old man. Going for a stroll on the lower decks every once in a while is good for you. Lets you see how the simple folk live.
Don't feel like you need to be here if you have other obligations. Oh, pardon. There was a thing I could read. Probably this. Sounds of a heated discussion reverberate through the ship's bays. Within an real event, the ship's enforcers is barring the path of her superior master-at-arms, Jocasta Sourback. Has arrived clad in armor. Judging by their expressions and tone, the standoff has dragged on for some time and has already reached its boiling point. Lieutenant Vince, my patience is wearing thin. I've given you an order. Now get out of my way. Cannot comply with that order, man. Shaken, but there's fire in her eyes. This is my deck in my sector. As long as this area remains under the Lord Captain's special oversight, no action can be taken without my express permission. There are only 3 people who are authorized to make me stand down. First officer, the rogue trader, and the Emperor himself. Gotten the navigator yet? Not yet. I think I'm working on that quest right now. I'm pretty sure. I'll show you once I can open my journal again. So not all my lessons fall on deaf ears. Letters in crabby approval. He's not clarified whether he means Vent, Sarback, looming over her, or both. Your lordship. Hello, I am here. What's going on? My people I can't open the journal here. People have locked down the bay where the strikers are, including the leaders. We have the situation under control as far as my resources allow. Under control, Lieutenant. I came here to lead an investigative unit. What do I see? Rebels on the verge of mutiny. There's nothing to investigate. It simply calls for immediate repressions and firing squads. See what I mean? And you, Vince, are a step away from facing charges yourself. Some guys threw goop at him. People getting desperate, clearly. Saw the assault unit and decided they had nothing left to lose. I mean, I apologize, Lord Captain. It's outrageous. I'm sure the people simply didn't recognize you. Wouldn't have occurred otherwise. We will deal with them once the current situation is resolved. You only have an apology? Forgive me, Lord Captain, I'll take steps to ensure such a thing does not happen again. Let me speak to him. Right, you are, Lord Captain. Allow me to wish you good luck. I'm doing this quest right now, I think. There's also this one. I have to deal with... I guess I'm doing a companion quest as well as this one. Oh, right. I was going to do this one, but then I got interrupted by this quest. So now I'm doing this one. I got distracted, and I didn't even realize. Or I forgot immediately. We have to go in here, yeah? No. This way.
They will see. Oh, yes.
Driving, can't reach it.
All will see.
I was doing, if you know the quest names, probably not. I was going to Urek 5 to get the navigator. But then, while I was going to that planet, like a random encounter happened. And now I'm doing Dark Echelons for, it looks like one of Abelard's companion quests. Alright, what's going on? That's a dozen pairs of eyes stare apprehensively at you. People before you are typical inhabitants of the lower decks. You think in their simple clothing, crude weapons, and faces that display varying levels of mutation, from barely discernible to the strange to the outright grotesque. Groovy. These forces have tormented us enough. Whisper passes through the crowd, and you detect a mixture of fear, astonishment, and joy in their reactions. Finally, people break away from the crowd, an elderly woman and two men. These must be the leaders. They bow clumsily before you. Lord Captain, you have come down to us. I thought you couldn't recognize me. You attacked me when I came in here. Here's an explanation for you. People have been pushed to the limit, and now they're lashing out. As if we don't know why these top deck units are being sent down here. Like that one here, that one there that the lieutenant won't let pass. Clans are all inside the bay that have been sealed off. Our clans are all inside the bay that's been sealed off. I can read, I promise. But the lower decks are big. I'm sure there are some people who've just had about enough. They're getting it from all sides. We're getting it from all sides. Soldiers have encircled the ones who've risen up. Death Squad has just arrived. No wonder folks are lashing out. I gained experience, woo. Words sincere to you, their body language and glances trading between them reveal the news of the attack has shocked them. Gained an entire 6 experience. Love it. Alright, what's going on exactly? Striking, that's news to us, your lordship. This is a tall, thin man in worker's garb. All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think. Should I brevet? Or Revet? Revet sounds better. I've decided that's how you pronounce it. Snaps the old woman, turns her hostile dark eyes on you. Here's the deal, your lordship. Your damned enforcers are all over us down here. Saying they're looking for cultists, one wrong word, and they're reaching for their batons. If they want to punish someone, they turn off the heating to whole base for a week at a time. So we get sick and freeze. In my clan, 2 little ones died from inflammation in their lungs, all because of those enforcers. Old woman spits on the floor and rubs the spittle with the toe of her worn-out shoe. Argenta does not interrupt the workers. You see the sadness well in her eyes when the children's deaths are mentioned. Charlie whispers a requiem prayer and makes a sign over herself. It's all true, a new person. Vince is the only enforcer who stood up for us. It's clear as day, who had a mother from the lower decks and who grew up amidships, who has had no fellow feeling toward us. I can read. Grim man with a scarred face throws up his arms. Lordship, we're no villains here, we're honest workers, your servants. Plotted no disorder, we went on strike openly, now we've got guns pointed at us. All we're doing is asking to be allowed to work in peace without being harassed. I don't think that's entirely true. I was told there was a cultist amulet here. Cultist amulet? What's that? A Gewgaw they found? A Gewgaw? They found in the Dead Drunkard? If it was something evil or forbidden, we sure didn't know. Foresters just said they were looking for heretics among us. Anyone constructing their investigation would be punished. But how could there be heretics here? We know our own people, there have been no new faces around. Definitely not, and if there were, we'd be the first to report them. As for this amulet, or whatever it is, they took it off a dead body. No cult is still breathing in our sector. That's for sure. But when that fight broke out, some surprising folks did the bodies. These they came back with, nobody's ever tread these decks and boots so fine, I can tell you that. Listen to me, these cultists have never have better commanders than us. Oh yeah, these boots really were fine. There was no harm in taking him, right? As for the amulet, it must have been pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. Don't need any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor. And when we're working, we bow down before the machine spirits of the large and small transformers of the servo monitor. Same way my grandfather was taught 100 years ago by a tech priest who came calling. Believe us, your lordship, we are people of faith. Confirm the information regarding the proper tending of the machine spirits in the sector. Servitors indicate that these commoners are performing the sacraments they are permitted to know. They are permitted to know. Naive children, weren't you taught from an early age about the dangers of the archenemy's creations? Which warned that any unfamiliar object could be one of them. I was told, Holy Sister, but it was long ago. Last time I saw a confessor in the sector. It was just after I'd had my third little one. Regrettable, but you cannot lay the burden of leading a righteous life on the shoulders of the Holy Fathers. Who will you blame when beasts crawl out of those amulets you stole from the heretics? Holy Father, who was not there, or the scavenger who brought evil down upon himself and his neighbors? What do you have to say, Abelard? Authorize the use of all necessary measures to locate Chaos worshippers hiding in the sector. Specific steps taken by the officers were not reported to me. Frowns, clearly disgruntled at having to explain himself in the workers' presence. Nevertheless, I am certain that their actions were justified. Cultists are no drunken stevedores. Stevedores? I've never seen that word before. They are the enemy and a threat to the ship. Neutralizing them demands decisive action. And Sauerback, did you need to, like, turn off the AC? Or the whatever the opposite of AC is? The heating? Rabble understands only one language, Lord Captain, that of violence. As per regulations, should the laborers persist in their unwillingness to cooperate, the next step is limiting air supply and cutting off water, which is almost certain to restore order. Peasants can grumble all they want, but in the end they are the source of their own misery. All they have to do is bow their heads and fall in line, and the need for punitive measures will disappear. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's pretty tough up, miss. What do you guys want? Would you look at this? The exalted little captain himself is asking us bilge rats what we want. Here's what we want. I want you to rein in your damned enforcers, quit turning off the heat, and to stop battering everything that moves. That's not it. We want the enforcers gone from here, and we want to be armed. Give us arms, and we'll govern ourselves. Defend ourselves if these cultists do show their faces. Been leader of my clan for 20 years now. Getting rid of these club-looting thugs can only improve things around here. Gone too far, old man. They'll never let the maggots on the lower decks live without the enforcers breathing down their necks. Probably even insist on enforcers on the upper decks, too. As for the weapons, what do we need them for? For the first days out, we'll have someone shooting their neighbor out of stupidity or drunkenness. Don't need that. The enforcers stop hassling us, that'll be enough. In return, find the scavengers who robbed the cultists' bodies, and we'll talk to them. One lower decker to another. If there are any more of those damned amulets about, we'll hand them over to the enforcers ourselves. Speak for yourself and your clan, and I'll speak for me and mine. I don't want empty gestures, I want real change. They'll promise us the world now, but soon as the Anointed One turns his back, these brutes will be on us even harder than before, all because we dared to speak out. Tallworker's eyes start between two arguing leaders. Every few seconds he opens his mouth as if planning to agree, but each time he falls silent, simply making a few vague noises of approval. What do you think, Abelard? short. A story about going scavenging for boots and accidentally picking up a heretical amulet. Yeah, hereticals, they say it. Doesn't convince me. These people were moments away from rebelling and possibly becoming minions of the archenemy. We must not give them what they want, even if they did acquire something innocently, purely out of their own stupidity. That does not mean they are not tainted with corruption. It begins as petty thievery can turn into a far graver problem. I've seen it before. His face darkens momentarily. In my second war, there was a sergeant in the Imperial Guard regiment that was stationed nearby. The sergeant took an ordinary pocket knife from the body of a heretic, and his whole unit lost their lives for it. When they finally managed to break into the barracks, they found not a single survivor, only a pocket knife which had grown through all the rows of beds like a metal-choking vine. So, when it comes to scavengers, malcontent strikers, or whatever they'll turn into next, my verdict is simple: give them no quarter. Master of Arms? The rebel oak rocks, and they'll take an agri-world, Lord Captain. Agri-world? They only understand brute force and will interpret any concession as a sign of weakness. Give them weapons, and recalling the enforcers would be folly. It'll only be a matter of time before we had a full-scale mutiny on our hands. What if we were just a little reasonable? The worker they call Rivet shrugs and casts a sidelong look at the old one. Old man, listen, listen. Lord Captain himself has come down to us and is offering concessions. And I don't know a single person will hold the depot forward who's ever stood next to the rogue trader, let alone talk to them. Back down. Now it's no time for you to be a stubborn old crone. Listen to us, old man. 3 clans of Depot 4 ought to act as one. Made our minds up. It's your turn to decide. Don't ask them to disband the enforcers or give us weapons. Don't need any of that. The old woman hisses in dissatisfaction. So you're ganging up on me, is that it? So brave you are against an old woman, but I'll shut up, I will indeed. I'll go against 2 clan leaders on my own. If you want to make peace with the enforcers, make your peace. That's great, just fantastic, Lord Captain, we're all agreed. Then it's decided, the persecution will stop, and I expect you to assist in locating any remaining amulets or weapons left by the cultists. Your lordship, thank you. You have not abandoned us lower deckers. You came yourself and settled everything. I'll tell my grandchildren about this. And then I lost some fuel and provisions figures. I didn't even know I had that. All this talking's leaving me out of breath. Of course, your lordship will root out any nasty business faster than the enforcers, and will leave no stone unturned. Cool. I expected a fight. Well, I probably could have picked a fight if I wanted. Is there anything here I can grab? A manometer? What's that?
This exploratory
It's the same pressure on the pipes close to maximum.
multifunctionality.
It's not actually bars at the other end. Okay, well that was weird. Alright. Is that the quest? No. Seneschal wishes to speak to Lord Captain in private about the results of the visit to the lower deck. That will probably be done later. Or maybe this one? Junior officer subverts standard protocol to secure an audience with Lord Captain. There's a problem on board. Okay. I probably just walk around and that'll activate.
Curiosity
Probably while leaving.
sings in my veins.
I seem to have mapped out this whole place. It looks like, more or less. I didn't go in here, in the center. No. So, do we leave now? It says to do it in Depot 4, which is where I am, I believe. Right? I'm in lower decks, I see. I can probably go to Depot 4. Okay, here's the cutscene. I figured it happened while I was leaving. Stopping unexpectedly, Abelard imperiously dismisses the unit to stand at a distance and addresses your other companions, saying, "For an urgent matter to discuss with Lord Captain, please give us a moment." Looks at you. His last vestiges of restraint vanish. "Are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain?" You kowtow to the disloyal rabble. You believe their lies and show them leniency. Next time the ship is attacked by cultists, that rebel will welcome them in with open arms and allow them to wreak whatever havoc they like, because they see you as a weak leader. Is that how you see your future at the helm of the Von Valancius Protectorate? I think killing them all because they hurt my ego a little probably would prove me a weaker leader than what I did, honestly. I solved the problem, though. Why'd you have to be the one to do it? Did you consider what it might cost you? Would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to intervene. Remember Lord Captain Theodora? Do you not think she ever set one slippered foot on the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers while she dedicated herself to her grand designs of the Protectorate. I still don't know if I'm saying it right. I'm assuming I am. As any true strategist and rogue trader ought. Theodora ended up dead because of what she did. Looks at you stunned, and exhales loudly, then nods grimly. Commend your decisiveness, but I am uncomfortable with introducing new protocols in the midst of a crisis. And I lost my temper, Lord Captain. I believe I'll have to explain myself. The prosperity of the Von Valancius Protectorate, they keep using that word specifically to spite me, I'm sure of it. It's not just an empty phrase to me. Left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life. I did it because I saw in the Lord Captain Theodora's deeds a sign of true greatness. Rogue traders cannot simply forge new routes and recapture worlds, create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. So I left behind everything I had known, everything my family had known. I come from a long line of officers, and I embarked on this incredibly reckless venture, while Captain Theodora entrusted me with all concerns she had no time for. I would go off on her flagship for long periods, distant frontiers, on scouting voyages, and the advancement of the entire Protectorate. I need to look up how to say this word if you're going to use it every other sentence. Let's see. Protectorate. Let's see. How do we say you?
Protectorate.
Protectorate. Okay. I'm sure that picked up on the mic. Protectorate. Okay. Rest on my shoulders, and then suddenly everything had been built over years and years. So it began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hanger on a seismically active world. One of the senior officers betrayed us all. A rogue traitor was killed, and who knows what is happening on the planets. I tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All this time has come as a grievous blow to me. I didn't realize there was a whole log I could scroll up to read. I'm not panicking or grieving because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I'm duty-bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you, to find your footing as quickly as possible. To do that, Must insulate you from problems in the past that have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out in the ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot suddenly be deemed to excess to requirements. And now we got a whole paragraph we can say in response. It doesn't seem like I'm given an option to disagree with him, which is what I want to do, without being an asshole, which is what I don't want to do. This one seems like the least asshole option. I understand, but you need to learn how to respect me as your Lord Captain and Road Trader, accept it, and start living in the new world. The world where Theodora's gone and where you and I have new decisions to make. Yes, Lord Captain. Your resolve is admirable and demonstrates strong leadership. I shall remember this moment, should my old habits ever begin to creep back in. And now, please, let us leave the lower decks. The Road Trader desires to stretch his legs. There are far more suitable places. I haven't visited you since you were playing through Xenoblade 2. I think I remember you, actually. Nice to see you again, Josh. That was a while ago. Like, a year and a half, I think. I was still streaming on Twitch back then. Good to see you too. That's great. Oh, hey, I love it. That's nice. Let's see. Easy target's good, right? Yeah, that's good on range dudes. Give myself weapon skill, because why not? Does this do damage? Increased chance of scoring a crit. That is very good. Okay, yeah, we'll take that. Let's level Everon. Desolation will be good. Toughness. Can only pick tech use and perception, because why not? She's usually on her own, so camaraderie doesn't help much. That could be helpful. Unpredictable seems good. Yeah, unpredictable is good. Because that's like almost unconditional plus 16% crit chance. And then I can only pick agility. Well, I can pick the other ones, but it recommends I pick those. I didn't commit to that level. There we go. Pascal, your turn. Logic. Intelligence. Easy. And another warrior. Lovely. Why do you do 4 damage when I was doing 3 with the other dude? It's the agility? What's my agility? 40. Plus 5. Shouldn't I have gotten plus 5? Maybe I was looking at Desolation on you. Okay. I'll look at Desolation on Sigmund. Next level. Did I commit to your level? How do I level you? There we go. Toughness. Well, I didn't pick the first one. That is not supposed to be there. How do I... Nope. That's not... Whatever. Take easy target. Take toughness. That makes things easier. Okay. I think I bugged out the UI a little, but that's okay. Alright. As I was... We're going to... I forgot what it was called. Urak. Urak 5. Lord Captain reporting. Heralds of the Navis Nobilite continue to maintain Vox silence, perhaps due to Urak 5 being off-limits to visitors. Intercepted signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. The demands are clear. We are told to turn the ship around immediately. We've also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's docks. Presumably, it's the remains of interplanetary shuttles. Perhaps the esteemed Navis Nobilite House requires aid, and therefore cannot respond to our Vox transmission. I don't remember stumbling on words so much when I was reading aloud in Xenoblade 2. There's less to read in Xenoblade 2, to be fair. Can I quick save in here? No. I suppose that makes sense. Contact them again. Sorry, Lord Captain, the station does not reply even after official greeting by a rogue trader and the declaration of your intent to negotiate in person. Well, they can't tell me what to do if they're not gonna say anything. No, Lord Captain, of course not. Okay, that's all you have to say. Scan it, if you would. Yes, Lord Captain. Vox remains silent for a while, but then you hear static and Vigdis's measured voice. Ushers from the Augur crew performed a full scan of the station, but the information is imprecise. The note wave distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings. Okay. We are able to ascertain that the reactor core of the station is still active, but many compartments are unpowered and some fully depressurized. Signs of biological activity are largely present in the central module, which means the station has not been abandoned, so the question remains, why are the esteemed navigator's heralds ignoring us? Let's go there and find out. Affirmative, Lord Captain. We do not know what is happening at the station, so you have to look for the esteemed navigator's blind. Dock safely, and may the God Emperor light your path. Bring everyone. Let's see who thinks can boss me around. Come on. There we go.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
You already said
Give
he's not
up,
going to tell you.
Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
Card. Still in the conversation. You will be consigned to oblivion for your transgressions against House Orsilio. Immortal Emperor, deliver your servants from peril. Prayers will not help you, servant of the damned. In the name of House Orsilio, I command you to execute the infidels. It's like a very poor decision to execute them when there's another one of you behind them. Mastery of some strange quests on the station, especially since you seem to be using a shotgun. It seems like a terrible idea. The small man stopped you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down the pearly scales of his weary face, and not just his own blood. Two jet-black, unblinking eyes are watching your every move. The third one, on the mark of a navigator's fate. And the third one, the mark of a navigator's fate, is menacingly pulsing behind the lowered lid in the middle of his forehead. Step back, or I will unleash the horrors of the Sea of Souls upon you. Alternate dimension, pure energy and madness existing as mirrored to real space, also known as the Immaterium. Okay, so it's just another name for what I already know of. Emperor, be my witness. Abelard, if you would. Seneschal takes a deep breath. For you stands his lordship, the rogue trader Sigmund von Valentius, heir to the greatest protectorate, I forgot how to say it already, in Coronis Expanse, and bearer to the sacred warrant to trade. Allow me to point out that the Noble Light custom requires the Lord Navigator to introduce himself first. But given the unusual circumstances of the station, his lordship, the rogue trader, is willing to turn a blind eye to your hostility, but just this once. In this case, I shall turn a blind eye to your unceremonious invasion, but just this once. Dangerous glint in the man's dark-shrouded eyes. I'm not afraid of you, dude. Very well. Allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands Felix Christoph August, keeper of this place. So, did you not arrive to offer support to the traders? This is great news. You did not arrive to support the traders. Having said that, you must understand that Urek 5 is a holy sanctum for House Rosalio. The path to it is only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say you are not on the guest list. The Navigator looks at his guards and winces. Soldiers are quivering as if their tormented flesh were being flayed. They keep clutching their weapons. Alright, dude, if you just give me what I want, I'll be out of your way. Do not think this is possible. Urek 5 is an observation station. Do not sign contracts and do not provide navigators. We delve into the depths of infinity and chart the movements of the warped storms. Besides, he gestures at the disorder around him. You have chosen an inopportune time for negotiations. Well, if you're not gonna give me a navigator, I'll just yoink you. Is that so? Even wounded fellow Custodio remains composed? Do not think so. You cannot force me. You can only end my life. But this is not your heart's desire, is it? Perhaps we can help another and reach a more beneficial agreement. Elaborate. You came to the station for a reason. Rosalio will not be able to help you until the current crisis is resolved. But if you aid us now, I promise we will reach an agreement that you will find satisfying, be it riches, influence, or the powers of our navigators. Oh, cool, but give me some trivia first. Well, the keeper of the station command vile mutants condemned by the Emperor. Okay. Blame lies with Theobald Orselio, second keeper of the Urek 5. The old man was a great navigator, but he could no longer control his powers. Begged him to retire, but he could no longer control his powers. I begged him to retire, but he was too obsessed with our mistress, Lady Cassia. His madness and stubbornness spelled doom for the entire station, for he opened his third eye in a fit of rage and unleashed the horrors of the warp on those who displeased him. Theobald, I knew, would never have used his powers in such a reckless manner. This will be difficult to explain to the uninitiated, but I'm going to try. Okay. Glad I still have my drink. Alright. Warp currents in the system have been tumultuous for dozens of cycles, and have worn the veil between our world and the Immaterium thin and frail. At least here on the station, the ruinous powers... Okay. They're trying to tear it down completely and corrupt all living things. The servants were the first to fall victim to it, and their bodies morphed, and pain and despair drove the poor souls mad. Then it took my mistress prisoner and almost destroyed the station. But I rallied the few who still followed the light of the Golden Throne to set things right. The Lord Navigator is speaking the unvarnished truth, that the station is full of voices and whispers, all trying to break through from the other side, waiting for you to reach out and swing the door open wide. The suffocating grip of the Immaterium can be felt across the entire system. It's not surprising the veil grew thin here of all places. Navis Nobilite can command the warp currents, but the use of their abilities wears down the barrier between the two worlds. Sincerely hope the influence of the Immaterium has not yet affected your body and your soul. With all due respect, I advise you not to remain at the station. Turn to your void ship. I need to save Lady Cassia. If you're not willing to help or indeed rescue your life, you must leave now. I've still got some questions. Idle chatter will not save Lady Cassia. But if you need to be sure of something before you can help, so be it. The warp drove the servants insane, but failed to affect you and Cassia. Gently touches the closed eye on his forehead. Thanks to a special gene, navigators are more resistant to the emanations of the warp than mere mortals. This is what allows us to guide ships through the Sea of Souls. And tell me about this, Cassie. Regretfully, I'm not allowed to discuss my mistress, whether with her retinue or the outsiders. She will tell you about herself personally if she feels like it. That is, assuming she survives. I'm begging you not to waste any more of our precious time, for it is running out. You think she's still alive? A spark of concern flickers in the back eyes of Felix's eyes. You may not believe me, but Lady Cassie is capable of incredible things. Not even the traitor Theobald can easily harness her power. Why did you not respond to us? You already said that Urac 5 is sacrosanct. It's the holy domain of the Navis Nobilite and is forbidden for commoners from the world below. We had hoped to solve this crisis on her own, but when the situation spiraled out of control, we could not establish contact because the traitors had disabled our equipment. Good enough excuse, I guess. My men have reported the station is in a deplorable state. Navigator irritably brushes away a strand of bloodied hair. Trust me, I should know. Everything happened too quickly. There were dozens of reports of accidents, victims, and failing systems. But the only precious thing aboard this station is Lady Cassia's life. Everything else is futile and can be easily replenished. Alright, that's all I need. Hope your curiosity is fully satisfied. Not just yet. What kind of help do you want? Would never ask you for such a favor under different circumstances, and yet... Phil takes his hand away from his ribcage, notices his blood, and winces in pain. And yet Lady Cassia's well-being is above all. I haven't got many people left, and my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. But you actually may succeed. In order to ascend to the Mistress's chambers, you will need to remake a holy relic sanctified with the blood of Lady Orsello herself. Orselio, there we go. This is the control rod of the elevator machine spirit. One part and the other was lost during the mutiny, but even this relic will be of no use unless the elevator mechanism is powered. I assume I just have to find another one, right? Another part? I have a phylactery containing the mistress's blood. It needs to be taken to the laboratory, or the laboratory. That feels like the more correct pronunciation in the setting. Which is located behind one of the reliquary doors. I hope I said that right. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help to rebuild the rod. The tech priest ceaselessly performed the rites of appeasement so the machine spirit would serve the house in its time of need. The fateful hour is now upon us. Pascal excitedly reaches for the data slate, I don't care. Requesting access to the object's data crypt. Navis Nobilite the Navis Nobilite use of independent modifications of standard sanguinary technologies due to the uniqueness of the genetic code inherent to the lineage of each house. There were so many big words there. I zoned out reading it, so I don't know what he said. He said a whole bunch of gobbledygook. He felt exhausted, but arrogant resolve bolsters his voice. I need a drink, dude. So many words, I'm getting tongue-tied. These technologies are made secret for a reason. Must respectfully decline your request, esteemed servant of the Omnissiah. You have your sacraments and we have ours. I can read this just fine, but reading it and fully comprehending it at the same time, that's a bit of a different issue. How am I supposed to power the elevator? Station's main cogitator is situated in the guard room. Just enter the correct command sequence and the sacred mechanism will do the rest. But I don't know the command sequence. If it's so simple, why don't you do it yourself? Never said that feat would be easy to accomplish. The path to the laboratory and the guard room is blocked by the very same madmen who took over the station. They will not negotiate and are not afraid of displeasing the Navis Nobilite or incurring the Emperor's wrath. They bow only to brute strength, something which I currently happen to lack. Sure. So what have you decided, descendants of the Von Valentius line? I'll help you out, but it'll cost you. So be it. Hurry, the mistress' safety is all that matters, but should you fail, our arrangement is finished. Sure thing. Okay. What's this?
That wasn't so difficult.
Corpses were mauled by a force far beyond any mortal capacity. His faces are twisted in pain, and the hands are fused with improvised weapons, tools, scissors, cutlery. Groovy. So I don't know exactly where to go, but I know what to do. That should be everything. That should be all I need. Looks like that way is our only direct way, unless I can go over here.
White. Bright, pure color. And it's all riddled with horrible veins that carry the poison of fear and pain throughout its body. Who are you? Why are you crying?
If the witch is talking about the enemies of humanity who set upon this abode of noble navigators, then our weapons will soon dispel their wicked misery.
Sure thing. Let me through here.
Ooh, another notch!
Okay, so there's a whole bunch of this way we can go. Are you hostile? Probably not. 95?
My success is irrefutable, sir.
Most of the unfortunate souls took their own lives by slicing their guts wide open. Lovely. 25 sets of icons. That's probably important. I heard fighting, it sounded like. It's probably hostile somewhere around here. I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, what's that?
What's what? Oh, that? That has a really bad gun. It looks like 3 to 5 damage. That's nothing. It has some grenades, though. That could be helpful. What's that? Mutated flesh sample. Lovely. Oh yeah, there's a hostile. Let's go say hi to him.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Protect the child. There's a child somewhere? Oh hey, you summon dudes.
Oh, glorious spectacle of your demise.
Alright, are any of us scary? No, this is gonna be a bloodbath. Alright, we're gonna put Argenta there. Sig can... He can move all the way to the front. Ballard can move there. He's gonna go take out that guy. Or actually, maybe you will. Who knows? Pascal, you move next to Idra. You can move what's it this way? Let's see. Alright, Argenta. Oh, you have a whole bunch of health.
I'll do it.
Let's try to take you down.
Faith without deed is worthless.
Great. I didn't realize we were flanked. How awful.
Follow my lead. Stay vigilant.
Alright, Siggy. Kill this guy.
Let's see. Predictable downfall.
Cool. Move up forward. Heroism.
A wicked thought. Oh, too bad I'm
Can't
still
hurt me.
standing.
Break their morale.
Oh no, I've taken 4 damage.
My faith strengthens me.
How awful. Maybe I should turn up the
Strike
difficulty.
me again. See what happens.
I'll wait till the next major boss fight, and then we'll see.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Alright, move here.
I need a foothold.
Oh, I should have moved away a bit. Yeah, we'll just move away a bit and then charge at you. Opportunity attacks aren't real. Of course, he didn't one-shot him, but that's
I
fine.
won't object to it.
Your reckoning is due.
There we go. Now you're done. Idra, you can just kill, like, all of them at once.
What an unfortunate
It's
turn
not
of
an
fate.
illusion.
How did that guy survive? That's crazy. Oh, there's more of them. Groovy.
Weapon at the ready.
Pascal, if you would, just...
Running binary.
Trail within our ranks.
Authorization denied.
Okay.
I must not falter. Follow my lead. Follow my lead. Moving out.
High momentum.
Let's move here.
A tactically sound approach.
Charge you.
It will be done.
And I get cleave, don't I? Yes.
Indeed. Reduced to dust.
Fantastic. Okay. Alright, we got 2 guys flanking us, don't we? Just shoot one of them for me.
Can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Follow my lead.
Where are you going,
Fate
dude?
claims another one.
Alright, where's everyone else? There's one in front of me. One over there. Okay. Let's just kill you.
A genius.
And can I charge over to you? Kind of.
What if... A wicked thought.
Yeah, a little. And then I'm good. I'll just wait until your turn. Where you can very easily run over this way. lightning this
Will
whole...
do. I'll be gone.
Bad stuff's happening. No more psychic powers allowed. But what is allowed is a gun.
Request approved. Zaya condemns you.
Fantastic. That was a nice warm-up. Give me all your stuff. What's a guard defender? Just a corpse, probably. Doesn't seem like this place scaled at all to us. If it's still throwing us dudes with 13 HP. It's about how much damage we do in a regular attack now.
Never doubt me.
Fantastic, 3 XP. Loot you. Loot you. Let's see. Lore problem. Anything else? I don't think so. I missed loots. Bit more loots over here.
One step
Everyone get
at
over
a
here.
time amidst the madness.
What are you? More lore. I'm just gonna loot everything. Hope you lads don't mind. H40 KO. Okay. This way seems to be the correct way. That's where they came from. And bad guys are always the correct way to go.
Planet-wide revolt? How could a heretic uprising of this magnitude be allowed to happen? Is Reichard completely devoid of any faithful citizens who could have foreseen this and raised the alarm?
It all comes down to sycophancy. Sycophancy and cowardice. It is often the messengers who are first in line for the gallows, and no one is ever in a hurry to join that queue.
Never shoot the messenger, I suppose.
Patience! My nerves are frayed!
Open that for me.
Operation successful.
Free XP. Lovely. You good, dude? Hello. Oh, more lads. I'm not afraid of you. I just killed him in a cutscene. I didn't even get to choose to do that? Okay, sure. Just had a regular knife. Alright, as I was.
The machine gun.
Deep cut extends across his throat with a holy aquia has been carved into the forehead. Traitors are often executed this way. Lovely. H41, okay.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
I hope I'm going the right way. Or the wrong way, I should say. What are you? Over that. I want to loot everything before I go anywhere. I'm pretty sure I'm fine, so long as I don't ever enter a loading door. You're fine. But I should go in here first.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Got 4 things we can loot.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Boots. I don't know if any of that is anything exciting or not. But I seem to have effectively infinite
There will be no peace in my wake.
Okay, this is probably where I have to go, but I don't see anywhere else I can go. Kochner's vid screen is covered in cracks and stained with dried blood. Buttons, switches, and levers are ripped out of the control panel with exceptional cruelty. scattered around the sacred mechanism that now sparks and hisses in agony, still refusing to perish. Tech Priest Vox Systems emits a Binherit grill. I don't know if that's a real word or not, or just 40k original. And as mechadendrites start furiously lashing in the air. According to blasphemy, the person found guilty of such cruelty to a noble mechanism must be sentenced to immediate destruction. Yeah, we'll do that later, but now we need it, I think. Turn a few of the remaining dials and pull the activation lever. Cracked vid screen of the sacred engine flickers. Couch heaters insides emit creaks and groans, and the lumens oscillate at random. It takes a while, but eventually the machine spirits do grant you access to the cogitator systems. Let's see the log. Archive data stored on the cogitator's data crypt is partially corrupted, but you still manage to access the residual logs for information. That is a whole lot of logs. Okay. 12AH890. You actually recording hisses for some time before you hear a voice. This is Officer A282. Do you copy? Several generators overheated on the lower levels. Chambers A to D are unpowered. The Tech Priest crew sent to investigate the problem is not responding. Requesting backup. Officer's speech is interrupted by shouting, and the recording abruptly ends. Lovely. Officer H123 speaking. 200 servants have perished due to the explosive decompression of the living quarters. Located traces of mechanical interference. The preliminary cause is officer sabotage. Crews 5, 6, and 9 are cut off from the main compartment. We have enough oxygen for 20 minutes. May the Emperor save our souls. Senior station officers, this is the captain speaking. We have attempted to contact the Winterscale Scion for help. We've heard Winterscale before. I forgot where, though. I've forgotten specifically what context. I mean, I remember where. It was on the other planet. Something's jamming the signal. We never received a reply and cannot be sure that it was even sent in the first place. The rescue team is not coming. We are on our own, so remain vigilant. Anyone could be a traitor. You hear me? Anyone. If you are in doubt, shoot to kill. Boxes volume recording are too badly sorted to make out even a single word. How about recent entries? Report X880, originator, classified, date classified. Servants close to the child have started butchering one another again. An order came from above to have their remains reprocessed. Negotiations with the Winterscales were a success. A new batch of servants will arrive in 10 minutes. Escort them to the laboratory at once. It is imperative that we increase the new retainer's resistance to the child's powers. That expansion. They're saying child like it's a proper noun, so I think it's a title. Docking log. Almost completely corrupted, but managed to recover the latest entry. Identity confirmed. Regents Aranto Arcelio. Date of visit classified. Reason for visit classified. Date of departure classified. Security and life support. Yellow lights above the control panel flicker to life, and a singular repeating message streams down the vid screen. Warning, damage in technical compartments A12, B3, D8, and H12 detected. Warning, living quarters L10, L16, L28 depressurized. Warning, unable to access the station's docking system. Warning, NG regulation system, unknown error. Station will transfer over to emergency power. Immediate evacuation of the facility is advised. Vesco catches a brief glance at the vid screen and speaks dryly. The imminent demise of this void station is affirmed. Damage to its core infrastructure has reached critical mass, at which point the further degradation has commenced in a cascading configuration. Okay. Encrypted data. Something buzzes and constitutes metallic guts. Several red lumens light up above the vid screen. Required access level, security captain or above. Current access level, senior security officer. Let me through. Easily bypass the restrictions imposed on the sacred machine. The Cogitator's overloaded processors swirr unhappily. Most of the encrypted data has been wiped. You find traces of the purge protocol. Recovery is impossible, but a list of the most recent commands have been embedded in the machine spirit's consciousness. Now flips across Screen a simple single creeping line. Child, delete, picked flow, disable access code, annul station controls, delete, activate shuttle, self-destruct, purge command log. Exploring the archives for a while longer yields a surviving excerpt from the guard captain's report mentioning the security system had recently been reconfigured without his knowledge. His comment reads, "Only the keepers of the station have access to the life support systems. Keeper Theobald had not left the child's side. Neither have I. Could it be that?" And that's it. Alright, that's all the log. Tell me about the navigators. After a brief pause, data appears on the vid screen. Felic Orcelio, location main hall, status alive. Theobald, location upper chambers, status alive. Calomira, Orcelio, upper chambers, deceased. Alexius Orcelio, location lower level, status deceased. Erasmus Estevan, Orcelio, location unknown, status deceased. Okay. The child, location upper chambers, biometric parameters, rapid heartbeat, elevated body temperature, stress level exceeds the permissible limit. Status unknown error. Well, obviously it's got a heartbeat, it's alive. Attention, calming procedures advised. Attention, upper chambers inaccessible. Error, the control rod is not present. If the rod has been misplaced, immediately contact the station keeper or the Navis Laboratorium custodian. Elevator controls. A few manipulations with the switches make you realize the elevator to the upper chambers is blocked. Activated. Query confirmed. Cool. Okay. Main chamber controls. Cogs within the sacred mechanism slowly start turning with a heavy grinding and clacking. Tired machine spirits grant you access to the station control, or at least parts that still obey the cogitator. Open all the doors. That can't be a bad idea. Cogitator's vid screen goes dark as if the machine spirits had fled their mechanical casket, but your assumption is incorrect as it fills with static just a few moments later. You can barely make out an inscription amidst the flow of rapidly changing symbols. Data corrupted, processing error, long binary is required. Spirits of the sacred machine require special purification rituals in order to restore utilization of the lingua more familiar to the citizens of the Imperium, requesting access to the device. By all means. Pascal's fingers drum out a resonant crescendo on the control panel as his mechadendrites remove the metal cover and the data cord slides into the machine's innards. Cogitator's body starts crackling with electrical impulses, and the tech priest nods in satisfaction. Minutes later, Pascal raises his hands above the machine, chants a brief litany only he can understand, pushes the surviving stump of one of the levers. Levers. I ran out of drink, sorry. My humble prayers have satisfied this machine's requirements. Main hall. Cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station's active systems. According to the report, doors already opened. Library. Doors already opened. Adjacent compartments. Push a few buttons on the control panel, but the system rebels and keeps resetting your commands. According to the data, the compartment you're trying to open is depressurized. Technical areas. Protocol has been executed. Passage has been opened. Okay. Technical areas. Keep that in mind. Guard room. Already open. Laboratory. You'll cut some. Oh, that door. Right. We had to go in there, didn't we? I'm gonna. Alright, that's everything. I don't need help from my Norris. Thank the machine spirits and reset the operating protocol. Alright. Well, that's why we were here originally. To open
What
that.
lies beyond?
I believe we have to get into the library. The laboratory, I mean. Not the library. Fired. Oh, right, that's the Veil stuff. From when I did all the Veil stuff before. Right? Probably. Should be seeing ghosts wonder. I don't know. Weird. It's over now. Let's loot this and then examine whatever that is. Biogel, black water, unidentified acid. Cool. Psi crystal. Cool. There's one other thing over this way. Yes. What's this?
Operation successful.
That doesn't help me at all. What's this? Not much. Lots of stuff in here. I can poke around at everything. Let's loot this whole place in case I touch something I shouldn't and have to leave quickly. Adamantine. Ooh. That's probably useful for something. Tissue flask. Oh, this is... I'm gonna make something horrible, aren't I? Navigator flesh sample. Data crypt connector. This one. Catalyst flask. Black water. Reagent flask. I don't have any reagents. Okay. Should I look around, try to see if I can make whatever this is? Let's poke this, see what happens. Transducer. Psi crystal going there.
What is that?
I didn't expect that to... Huh. Crystal dusts. What if I put the adamantine in here? Adamantine dust. Hopefully that's good. Put the meteorite chunk in here. Meteorite dust. That's probably helpful. That didn't happen with these. Okay, control rod now. Time passed 10 minutes? What? That actually... There's an IRL timer going on? Okay, that's a bit worrying, but...
They will see. Oh, yes, indeed. They all will see.
Suddenly my frame rate has dropped a whole lot. Why is my frame rate so much worse now? Like, it's astonishingly bad. It's even... Is it getting worse? Hopefully not. Maybe if I leave the area and it'll unload. Loot this guy. +3 lore war. Does anyone have anything that would... Does anyone have an empty slot for that? That would be here, wouldn't it? You do. Wait, it adds +6 for you. Huh. Okay. Well, I made the thing, so let's go all the way back to the start.
Madness.
Go through the thing, you dumbasses.
There! Done!
Okay. This frame rate is worrying me. I'm just gonna quick save a bit often, in case something crashes. Okay. We can go in here now, right? Control rod is required. I remade it, did I not? Whatever. Can I talk to you? Looks a little better. His tangled hair is now neatly braided, his wounds are tightly bandaged, and there's some healthy color under the scales of his cheeks. Built the threat and powered the elevator. Well done. Trish brought the activation rod as well. Remember, every second of hesitation may cost my mistress her life. Suddenly cocks her head and drives her nails deep into her shoulder and starts mumbling. The crossroads, there are two paths, both stained with blood, both leading to the accursed eye. They all wear masks, so pure and flimsy. Without the slightest touch, one hiding a blind man, another a traitor. Why don't you elaborate a little bit? Whispers are giggling nastily. They will not speak, the naughty little things. Say about the tearing off the masks is your concern. Okay. One's hiding a blind man, another a traitor. I'm assuming blind metaphorically. What paths? Cannot say. One is blind faith. I was right. Others hatred and treachery. Both lead to tragedy. You simply have to decide what kind of tragedy you like the most. Okay. Thank you. I did not understand a single word. Glances at Felix at the corner of her eye. I see. Station has enough problems without your sorcery, psyker. I'll keep the key for now. Darkness swirling in Felix. Vasili's blown sighs as he bears his teeth in a this defensive snarl. I can read. Care to explain yourself, scion of the Von Valancius dynasty? What is the meaning of this? Who is this child I keep hearing about? Meddle, something that should have been left alone. He folds his arms and shakes his head disapprovingly. The child is what the station servants call Lady Cassia. For the commoners' dirty mouths must not sully her name by uttering it. You see, it's not beneficial for all servants to have their vocal organs altered. This will prove to be more useful when they are still able to speak. They thought we were the traitors. That's why they are insane. Will you really heed the ramblings of retainers who dared to raise their hand against the scions of a noble bloodline? You know, most of these guys were pretty lame. They couldn't really fight back at all. I took like 10 damage, I think. War corrupts not only the soul, but just as much the body and mind. Mad and furious, a single servant wielded more strength than an entire squad of the mistress' personal guards. Bodyguards had their minds fogged as well, but their honed will let them hold out just long enough to destroy those who rushed in to assault them with bare hands. But what about everything else? As I'm sure you are aware, there were two keepers of the station. Guess is absolutely correct. Theobald of Celio, the demented old man, obsessed with Lady Cassia and her power. Also one to blame for the woes that have befallen Urek 5 and our noble line. I heard a private conversation where you were being kind of lenient. I was lenient, this is true. And in the end, I paid a steep price for it. Just look at the destruction around us. Insurgents have left almost nothing of my home. Keeper spits out the last few words with particular bitterness. You said it was Theobald, but I don't think he did it. I mean, she did it before the report was filed, or maybe after, or... His face twists in disgust. Do you suspect me of what happened? The one who's going out of his way to preserve what little there is still left. By the God Emperor, you'll keep these slanderous accusations to yourself. It's only slanderous if it's wrong. I suppose it's time to remove my mask. Congratulations, you got me. But did you really expect me to be sincere this entire time? To welcome you with open arms, an ally of Tisiphone and her monster? Cursed child who has tormented the navigators of House Orselio for years? Don't make me laugh. You arrived to help her completely... You arrived to help her completely destroy our house, and I cannot let that happen. You're wrong, but you might be very persuasive. You don't? You do not? In that case, accept my sincere apology for the deception in my early behavior. I had no intention of making an enemy of a von Valancius heir, nor of destroying the station. It served as my home for many years. It left me no choice. I cannot even imagine what monster lurks in the upper chambers. An evil, a plague, a pestilence on our bloodline that seeks to destroy House Orselio from within. I didn't expect that to go peacefully, honestly. And Theobald and his followers, just mindless fanatics serving this evil. He casts you as a sign of a merciless tyrant. It's not her relation to Tisiphone. Oh man, I need to get another drink. It is not her relation to Tisiphone that is terrifying. She's a monster whose powers drive servants insane in mere turns. Cursed child who can kill a navigator from the Orselio bloodline. Just a look, I alone managed to get close enough to her. Over the years, she lowered her guard and trusted me. At long last, I rid my house of this curse. This is the truth. You heel turned and then unheel turned really quickly. Cannot change the past and dare not hope you will ever trust me again. But as for my words and my apology are genuine. I'll take this cursed child. Don't understand. This is... Stops mid-sentence after a brief pause and denies himself. You're correct. This may work. It certainly is possible. You're going to need this charm. Into a precious stone without a setting. Its luminous surface remains cold to the touch no matter how long you hold it in your hand. You manage to press it against the monster's skin, whether by force or by guile. The baleful influence of her powers will recede, you'll be able to take her and leave the station. And then I gotta rock. Cool. So now we can go up. And the frame rate seems not to have helped, not to have changed at all. Maybe once we reload an area. We'll deload whatever caused the frame rate. Okay, it seems better now, but this is a test, so who knows. Everyone here okay? Pale figure with unnaturally long limbs covers her face with her hands, which are deformed with talon-like nails. Her deathly pale face is coated with blood that continually streams from her scarlet mist eyes. Scarlet mist eyes. Misted eyes. There we go. That's how you say it. Spiny gills slightly hidden under her disheveled hair, which twitch nervously at your approach. And now do you notice the third eye on the young woman's forehead, hidden by a jeweled ornament? When your eyes meet, you sense overwhelming, soul-smothering power. As the otherworldly creature gaze slides over you, your entire core shuddles in terror. Flashes of past warp nightmares, from my origin, probably, re-emerge from the shadows of your memory and paralyze your will. Gasp for air in terror, drowning under a crashing wave of pain. You cannot catch your breath, hot tears burn on your cheeks. What is happening? Why is it happening to you? Why do you feel so lonely and in so much pain? Do these feelings even belong to you? Drew emits something between a moan and a drawn-out whimper. So my own little pals are bad enough. Now this one's barging into my head. Somebody stop her. Storing abnormal activity in my tear ducts. Salt being produced by my body may negatively affect the performance of my respiratory apparatus. Vulnerability must be rectified. It's been logged. Heresy. Shinto looks at the tall figure with a strange mixture of anger and sadness. Then she lowers her head. Her white hair veils her face. Hey, could you chill out, lady? She wearily shakes her head and lets out a drawn-out sound similar to a sob and the howl of a small wounded animal. What's happening? Someone calling my name? Are all the betrayers dead already? And who are you? I am looking for a navigator. Blixen tries. Cassia blinks in surprise as her pointed nails reach for a jewel on her forehead. Afraid I cannot respond to such an unexpected... What is this? I feel faint. Heinrich jerks abruptly as if he intends to dash forward, but someone else is quicker. The heavy-set old man who has been kneeling nearby erupts into low sobs, his eyes, swollen from crying, dart desperately around the room as though the veil of ignorance has just been ripped away from them. Child, Lady Cassia, where are you? Sacred child. Throne preserve. Despite his venerable age, the navigator leaps up and rushes to the young woman's side. You? Is she dead? No, she's breathing. The old man shifts, revealing his face to you. It is threaded with jet black veins, and his bulging, milky eyes bear a striking resemblance to those of a dead fish. A sickly sweet scent assaults your nostrils as if the old man's flesh is rotting inside his decaying husk. My eyes fail me, for they are unable to make you out as either enemy or ally. I'm warning you, one wrong move will bring the wrath of House Orsilio down upon your head. Lord Captain, this one's so deranged, it's making the whisper shriek crazy. Shriek like crazy. There, I can read. Might just open that eye of his. But in the head of a dynasty is a grave offense, esteemed whoever you are. Hey, could you chill out, my guy? I grant that you do not look like pirates who have come coveting the riches of a wrecked station, of the scoundrels in Felix service. So who are you? Abelard, if you would. His Lordship Rogue Trader Sigmund von Valentius, heir to the greatest protectorate in the Cronus Expanse and bearer of the sacred warrant of trade, extends his greetings. Another rogue trader in our corner of the galaxy? How interesting. And always makes an appearance in desperate times, ready to cut a deal that benefits one side alone. Given that you have not so far drawn your weapons, your intentions are probably peaceful. So House Orsilio now asks the service of you. Save the life of the child in exchange for future cooperation. Do not hurry to answer, think on it, and make yourself an ally or an enemy of our house today. You decide. Hey, what's your beef with Felix? Felix is my wayward student who came to Year 5 as a callow youth. Personally mentored him and entrusted him with the care of the child. He was like a son to me. But he proved to be just another traitor, sought to steal our most precious treasure, heir of our house. Sacred child. to revel in power with others like him, casting our house into the abyss, to pervert the centuries-long traditions of our family. You can see the fruits of his villainy for yourself. He decided that he was not bound by his duties to the legacy of the greatest of our novators, a patriarch or matriarch that rules over Navigator House. Okay. Tisiphone or Celio, who led our house to prosperity for countless years. Foolish boy. The renegades clouded his mind. They sought to seize control of the dynasty before the sacred child had come to the age and taken up the Novator's throne. So choose whose side you're on, a murderous traitor or a lawful scion of a noble house. The interrogator looks from the unconscious Cassius Theobald. Presume this Navis Nobilite house has reasons for treasuring the child other than uncontrolled outbursts of warp sorcery. What might those be, I wonder? A young immature navigator who hasn't likely yet completed her training. Enough. I will not have you questioning myself or my charges within the dominion of House Orcelio. What do you want? Save the sacred child, take her away from the station. Fear do not have long left. Bluish rivulet trickles down on the old man's chin. Wipes the mutated blood briskly. Away at his sleeve. Some strange burns covering his flesh under his clothing. Slightest movement must be causing him unbearable pain. Save the child and deliver her safely to Regent or Aeronto. As I say it, acting head of House Orcelio, the Cronus Expanse, rest assured that the reward will be worth your effort. We came here for a navigator, but after everything we've seen, I have some reservations about this girl. Aeronto looks at Cassie and a painful furrow appears on her brow. Such a fragile thing, with such a heavy burden upon her shoulders. Felix seems to have beef with this child. And you believe him. After everything he has done to the station, Felix only wishes to dispose of the heir and take the reins in his blood-stained hands. Do not besmirch Lady Cassia's good name. The child is the holiest and the most innocent creature on this entire station. The station that you lost control of? Do not thrust my errors in my face. I am twice your age and twice as wise. Take my advice. Trust no one but yourself and the Emperor. And those closest to you will betray you for gold, power, or a far-fetched idea of a brighter future. Well, yeah, he does seem like he's gonna die soon. My service to the house is coming to an end. And this fellow inflicted on my flesh will never heal. I am dying. Praise the throne. Slowly enough to see that the child is taken care of. I got doctors, you know. No, I am Keeper of Yurk 5 and will perish along with my station. On that note, I have other matters to attend to. Alright, I got no more interrogation I can do. Let's go beat up Felix. That sounds fun. Theobald keeps his head in favor of the proposition. Allies are always welcome, even temporary ones. I will revive the child. Do not be alarmed. The power of House Celio's heir will help us to destroy our enemies and shield us from Felix Navigator forces. But you, rest for a time before the battle. I'm fine. I don't need to rest at all. I guess I can loot this area. What little is there? Maybe there's something really important here. Probably not. Let's see. It's probably just giving me a chance to save before the fight. what are we looking at over here? When no one appears to be living in the cage, somebody's filled the trough with dried fruit, fresh water. As if the painting was rendered by several different hands, the timid, uncertain lines are interlaced with rough and furious strokes, together with arcane shapes. Okay. Well, let's do what the game wants and save first. Then I probably just... Everyone get out. I probably just talk to you, and it's like I'm ready. I probably leave, then. One last look around the place. Doesn't seem like there's anything else to yoink or look at. Okay, we'll leave. And then I'll probably go beat up Bellic. Come on, lads. By the time we repay those who have betrayed our house, come. Hello, group traitor, you treasonous worm. I knew I should have killed you. Ah, you couldn't have if you wanted to. That's enough, boy. Betrayed the child, our house, and Tisiphone herself. Surrender. I'm the savior of our house, and I'm prepared to pay the ultimate price. Kill them. How many people are we fighting? I'm not afraid. Oh, well,
The whispers are getting louder.
Death to his enemies!
only 8 people? Only got 50 HP? Yeah, sure, okay. If there, you are free from those guys. Sig will interfere, I guess. Abelard, same spot on the other side. Idra, you take cover over here. Pascal, you hang out there. And then you hang out over here. Alright, Argenta, you shoot this fool in the face.
Doubt is for the weak.
Nice. Do it again.
I'll do it.
Radical. Alright, let's move right here
Through the smoke and gunfire!
so that I can charge. Well, actually, let's go all out on you. Sworn enemy.
Let's see.
Now charge.
A wicked thought.
And then a bonk.
What if?
It's on 1 HP. Okay. He's already dead. Cool. Plenty of guys over here. If you would just... Oh, I thought I'd one-shot all of them. It hurts them all, I guess.
But of course.
Fool! Leave her to rot.
She died. I summoned a demon. I didn't expect I could do that so easily. Well, it's a good thing I quick saved. I guess we have to deal with this guy now, Mr. Bloodletter. What's your deal? Aside from having a whole bunch of HP. Immune to burning and fire damage. Okay, he doesn't seem that bad, he just has a whole bunch of HP. Let's see.
Follow my lead.
Move this way. Charge at this fool.
Victory is imminent.
Reckless strike this fool. Then bonk him right on the
I will
push.
do my duty.
And then heroism. Just because I don't know how much damage you're gonna do. Alright, do this. Should be fine. Everyone else here is pretty small fries. You can let the yellow units take care of them.
Weather the storm.
26 in one hit? Oh shit, we might be in trouble. I can give you exploits, right? We got 4 exploits.
Activate calculated fury algorithm.
Let's bleed you.
My vow is to serve. I venerate you, machine spirit.
And now you take 4 blade damage? I don't know how that is decided. Is it just like based on level?
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Alright. Heinrichs, you are going to need to do something pretty important. Somehow. Sworn enemy, this fool. If I move away, that'll probably opportunity attack, so I can't charge you. Let's... If I use Cleave, does that hit you twice? I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but I also wouldn't expect it to. Let's buff ourselves.
Let's see to it.
Cleave.
Naturally.
Violation of the firing pattern detected.
That did do a lot of damage.
Onward. I must not falter. Follow my lead.
Flesh is weak, yet iron knows no pain.
Follow my lead.
I think we're just waiting for everyone to do their turn. Well, I think this Bloodletter is going to get a turn before anyone else. If we can survive it, then we're fine.
Moving out.
Follow my lead.
Yeah, he's next up, it looks like. You dumbass. Okay. Did we get any XP for that, or is that just you messed up by summoning it, so now you gotta deal with this guy? That's probably what happened. Alright, well there's 2 guys here.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
And now there's
As
one.
the Emperor commands, I act.
Damn it. That's fine. Let's move over here. Charge over toward them.
Schemes within schemes.
We'll do just a nice, healthy
A
heroism.
wicked thought. A genius. Predictable downfall.
Nice.
A maelstrom of madness.
And now... do that again.
What if...
Damn it. Just kill him normally then.
A winner. Fate claims another one.
Brooding. 2 guys left. Surely you guys can take care of them, right?
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
You took care of one of them. Where is he? He's over here. Easy. Move over
I've
this
seen
way.
worse battles than this in my time. At your
Kill
beck and
him.
call. I took care of this one.
Easiest fight in the game. I even summoned a demon and it was completely okay.
Now, this is your burden, child. Survive. Return to the fold of your house as your destiny demands.
No! Don't leave me alone in this violet-brown haze! Wake up! Your mistress is giving you an order! Do you hear me?
Cassia looks at the navigator's body in bewilderment, and you are overwhelmed with an inexplicable sense of loneliness and grief.
He was a fine seer of the war. He fought for his mistress until the end.
Yeah, no. Enough's enough. I've had my fill of waterworks, thank you.
Briskly wipes away her tears with pointed determination.
Losing a mentor is a sorrowful event, beginning the mantra of spiritual assuagement.
Sound of Pascal's vox takes on a strange vibration, gentle and soothing, nothing like his usual dry tone. Yeah, it sucks.
What need have I for your regrets? I just want things to go back to the way they were before. What are you going to do to me?
I am going to recruit you, whether you like it or not.
I am afraid you leave me no choice, Lord Captain. I agree. Now take me to your vessel.
Indeed, I will. Let's see, what are you? I can't tell. Get rid of Heinrichs. What are you? I couldn't click. Okay. You are an officer. I see. Okay, well, we have a whole bunch of levels to give you. What's willpower? Okay. It's like wisdom in D&D. I think I have decent fellowship, don't I? We don't. Okay. You'll be the fellowship person. I need to get rid of curses. That's fine. No recommended talents, which sucks. 10% additional damage from any source of work damage. Every even turn, Navigator gains an additional action point. Every odd turn, the Navigator gains additional 20 perception. Why would I care about perception in battle? Affects the awareness skill and reduces enemy dodge chance against the character's attacks. Okay. So either I either get to shoot them again if I fail, or I just have the less odds of failing that first shot every turn. Every enemy the Navigator has in their line of sight has their dodge and hit chance reduced by 5. Okay. There's a whole lot of stuff here. First ally targeted by the Navigator with single target ability. Each turn gains the same amount of additional movement. That seems super great. Up to 25, that's pretty good. If the Navigator's perception is higher than their agility, which it is by a significant margin, their dodge is calculated with perception instead. I mean, if you're an officer, you're a ranged person, so you're not really going to be attacked anyway. Like, Argenta's never attacked. Enemies moved by the Navigator's power suffer 3 damage at the end of movement. Increased by 1 for every cell the enemy moves. That's pretty decent, I think. Whenever the Navigator uses the Navigator power, Veiled Degradation is reduced by 1. So that just makes my magic, effectively, a little less demon summoning. That's pretty decent if we ever took damage. Man, there are so many of these. Just a few more. Plus 5 fellowship. I think ebb and flow is pretty good. We'll take it. And yeah. Can I, like, reset this place? God damn it. Close this. Okay. Fellowship. Ebb and flow. Now we can actually see how we're supposed to. Okay. Whenever an ally uses a heroic act, that ally gains 10% of their maximum health plus 6. That's pretty good. I mean, I never take damage, so it's not super helpful. Maybe I should raise the difficulty. Range of officer's abilities is increased by 3. Range of voice command is increased by 6. Push themselves, increasing characteristics by +10. We saw this on one enemy a while ago, didn't we? All officers' abilities can be applied to the target of voice command from any distance. The character who becomes the target of voice command cannot be targeted by this ability again for the next 2 rounds. Okay. What's considered an ability? Okay. What is resolve again? What's momentum? I see. I mean, this is just a passive, which is pretty nice. Grab Fellowship again. Next level. I mean, that rarely ever comes up. Air of Authority. Sure, we'll grab that one. And there's something that enemies moved by the navigator's powers up 3. That doesn't seem super great to my current knowledge. There's something that's like, oh, you do better the more of these you take, and I'm probably going to be taking a few of them. I mean, this is probably nice because we're going to be using a lot of navigator powers because we have a navigator. The range of officers' abilities. I mean, this might be good. Yeah, take that. And then persuasion. Why not? Target a finest hour. What does finest hour do? Just on its own? I don't know what finest hour does. Whatever. During their extra turn, target deals plus 15% extra damage. Until the end of combat, they get a voice command. That's pretty nice. Negative effects are immediately removed. Then that guy just can't die. That's pretty rad. Plus 15 temporary wounds in combat. That's not great unless they just regenerate every turn, which it doesn't say, so it probably doesn't. Let's take upgrade 1, I think. That seems good. Take commerce and willpower, because that's what it says you should take. That's probably good. 6 more levels and we can go into subclasses, it looks like. Alright. Let's just loot this guy's body, why not? Are these good armors? No. That might be good. I'll have to look at it later. Plus 5 to hit and plus 3 to crit. Nice. Yeah, take that. What else can we loot? Are these good? What? No. What does your equipment currently look like? Cassia? 15% armor? Oh, we can do better than that, can't we? Can't do heavy. I mean, this one's just directly better. I have 74 of these. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you keep that. I got a gun, didn't I? A cool gun. Yeah, it's just a revolver, but it's a pretty cool revolver. You need a much better gun than that. I've got plenty of guns, don't I? A decent gun. You can take that, but I'd rather not have two snipers on the team. Do I not have any, like, decent guns? Let me compare this to the gun Argenta has. It's just a better sniper rifle, it looks like. It's got slightly less additional hit chance. But everything else seems better, so take that. I mean, that does decent damage. I said equip it. There we go. It doesn't seem like a fantastic gun, but it's probably decent. And it's probably better than just two snipers. Alright, let's loot everyone else. Loot this guy. Right, you guys. I think we are done here. I didn't loot everything, looks like. Oh, this is all the stuff I put into that one area. Okay. Well, that was fun. Ooh, a cutscene. Hello. No, we're not voiced anymore. Captain, Lady Navigator, welcome aboard. The Sanctum Navis has been prepared for the communion ritual. But if the Lady Navigator wishes to rest in her quarters first... Oh. Heart begins beating furiously. Your breaths become short and choppy, and your fingertips tingle unpleasantly. Notice that Victus is shivering slightly, glancing around in puzzlement, searching for the source. This hidden wave of unease. I don't remember ever getting the choice to use that. Whatever. I'm sure it's not that big a deal. Without even looking at the Voss Master, Cassio waves her away. First, I wish to speak with the rogue trader. Leave us. Of course, when you're ready for the ritual, please let me know. Bye. Cassie sweeps her pensive gaze over Vigdis, and lowering her lashes slightly, turns to you. What do you want to talk about? Before I begin the ritual, I wish to look once again into the eyes of the man whose fame is so great. It managed to penetrate the impregnable walls of Urac 5 long before we ever met. If it truly is you, Sigmund, the person the whole Expanse and Calyx sector is talking about. Calixus sector is talking about. And now, a rogue traitor as well. After a few seconds of hesitation, Cassie lets out a small exhale and then raises her pointed chin. Rogue traitor took advantage of my wretched position, forced me to board your vessel under fear of death, and now you stand there expecting my cooperation. Please dispel once and for all the tenebrous fog of doubt in my mind. Am I a prisoner on this void ship? I don't remember taking you by force. Not much force. Nah, you're fine. Are you trying to convince me of that or yourself? Cassia looks away, her voice gains the slightest bit of warmth. But now, Cassia throws back her shoulders and ready to go on to the Sanctum Navis and perform the sacred rite. I require brushes, canvas, the best paints you have on board, but no red. Why no red? It's my habit to use the blood of my attendants so as to preserve my own. However, given the current circumstances, my own will serve even better. Blood of the Navis Nobilite is sacred, so is more suitable for the communion ritual. Okay, that's a bit weird, but who am I to say otherwise? Just the boss. Tell me about this ritual. That the uninitiated could understand the mysteries of navigation, but to try to explain the essence of it. I must merge my mind and will with the machine spirit of the ship so that I become one with the vessel. Katia lifts a lock of hair from the back of her neck, revealing gilded implant ports. After that, I use the House Orcelio ritual, which I am loath to reveal to you, to free my mind of all errant thoughts, and then it's time to open my third eye and peer into the depths of the warp itself. Among the nightmarish visions, mirages, and creatures of the abyss, and the light of the Emperors, the truth that will lead me from star to star, from system to system, though the light, guiding threads so fine it can slip from one's grasp at any moment. Cassie unfurls her hand as though dropping something. We have nothing to worry about. Navigator of House Orcelio never lose their course. How do these painting stuff help you? You're asking questions, the answers to... You are asking the questions, the answers to which you cannot comprehend. Perhaps I may explain it to you at a later time, but now our time is too precious to waste. As the Navigator of House Orcelio, give you my word that without canvas and paint, we have little hope of a smooth journey through the warp. I have no reason to lie. Yeah, sure thing, you can have them. Take my leave of you for the duration of the rite. As you do not follow me, you can survive the gaze of my warp eye when it is opened. Cool. You have fun. Lord Captain, I will oversee the open channel between the Lady Navigator and the bridge. May the Emperor's light help us all. Sure thing. Boxcaster in the Sanctum Navis picks up a susurration of close, pious chanting and metallic clicking of implants. The stirring voice of the Lady Navigator breaks the silence. Initiating communion ritual. Hear the exultant ring of metal freed from its scabbard, and the stifled grasp of the Lady Navigator, rhythmic drip of liquid on canvas, and the faint whisper of a brush. I see violet vortexes lashing an ocean with a million flails, and umber shadows spinning over the surface in a fiery dance. Storm rising above foaming waters. Armadas drowning in fog. Path from one end to another cannot be seen. Here, beyond the wall of glass, a daughter forsaken by her father yearns for her brother. And the sun's pale disk goes on in tireless pursuit. Of her, no. Of me, its frozen rays. Why that spring is here. The light is deadened. The great ruler is gone. I have no idea what any of these words mean. Foxmaster recoils at Cassia's words, accidentally snaps one of the cogitator levers. The panel beneath her fingers emits sparks, and Foxmaster falls silent. She quickly flips a series of switches and bows guiltily. Abject apologies for cutting off the broadcast, Lord Captain. Never heard the warp speaking through a navigator before. Connection is restored now. Will not happen again. She seems fine. Soul-shredding screams drown the Vox transmission. Servants in the Sanctum Navis are howling and shrieking, wild beasts moaning in pain. Throats raw from the strain, and then sudden silence. The full dud of dropping bodies proclaims their fates. Probably not a good idea. Appears the servants were part of the Lady Navigator's rites, as it was for her predecessor. I'll arrange the bodies to be removed from the Sanctum Navis after the ritual, or what is left of them. Rogue traitor, if you have unfortunate news. Endless blackness spread across the canvas, dividing what should be whole in two. My sight cannot glimpse the light of the Emperor as clearly as before. Cannot turn around, my brush only draws me onward, the way is blocked. Your heavy exhale, rustling fabric and metallic clicking. By the Emperor's grace, the ritual was successful. Your vessel's temperament presented a challenge. Its cold steel grip did not allow me to breathe freely even for a second. It was as if the depths of the ship housed not only machine spirits, but something other. Now I will retreat to my chambers to recover my strength. Send for me if you have need of me. Lord Captain, congratulations on acquiring a navigator. Please spare me a few moments of your time, as there are several matters that require your attention. First of all, I wish to report on the condition of the station, Urek 5. Regrettably, we arrived too late to evacuate the residents of the station. The warp disruptions affecting Urek 5 twisted the bodies and minds of its attendants. Corruption failed to affect Lady Cassia, thank the Emperor. Navigators are trained to resist the Immaterium's pull. Why is it always business with you, Victus? Couldn't you sometimes just visit and tell me how wonderful everything is? Certainly, Lord Captain. If you're interested, this week passed with a record low rate of minor disturbances on the lower decks. Senior Technomat from Shift 8 came up with a new formula for lubricant used in kitchen servitor and plant maintenance. The Quartermaster of Store Compartment 11 reported recently that we are spending ceremonial decorations at least 20% slower than expected. Which means that we have enough tablecloths, carpets, and lamps to last us 15 years of grand receptions instead of 10. Even considering that some of the stock was burned during the cult's attack on the vessel, that's fantastic. As it pleases you, Lord Captain. Groovy. Okay. Well, now that I have this... Okay, I feel like this ends Chapter 1, so I need to make sure I have taken care of everything. Everything I can. Let's go do that other quest that I was just looking at. Alright. I believe we have to talk to you. Why are we doing this? Defective servitors. Right. Corpulent man in lavish clothes bows before you, but not without difficulty. Not without difficulty. Service skull wears over his shoulder, while the fingers of his augmented hand drum against the sheaf of papers he is holding, in regard to with attentive interest through the lens of his magnifying influence. Greetings, your lordship. Generous Stanrock at your service. That is a whole lot of stuff I can ask you. An entire 11 stuff. We had a problem with servitors, apparently. See, your lordship, the ship's servitors, I think I'm saying it right, it feels wrong, but it's the only way I can think to say it, have been malfunctioning of late. They violate protocols, interrupt their tasks, observe crew members for long periods of time, and move erratically with no meaning or purpose. He nervously pulls on his luxurious frock coat as if it were uncomfortably tight. Had it been a routine technical fault, I would have decided the fate of these servitors myself. But deemed it necessary to notify you, do not wish to hide such irregularities from the Lord Captain. If you wish to observe the servitors' unusual behavior before you decide their fate, this can be arranged. The majority of the defective units have been delivered to one of the storage compartments pending your decision. Pascal Hanneman expressed the desire to be present during the inspection, should it be carried out. I suppose the expertise of the esteemed Magos may come in handy. Let's go take a look at them. As you wish, your lordship, would you like to Engineer Prime to accompany you? Yeah, why not? I like him. As your lordship commands. Oh, we've got a... It's one of these again. Okay. When his lordship arrived at the scene, he found the servitors in the same position they assumed after they had been corralled to the bay. Standing in a long spiraling line and facing the center of their strange formation. The moment his lordship crossed the threshold of the bay gate, their bodies jerked into motion, all as one, as if obeying a command. The servitors turned to face the Lord Captain. The technomats tasked with overseeing the defective units even reached for their weapons. Then the servitors went still, just as abruptly, staring at his lordship with vacant eyes. All present held their breath. Disturbed by the sight, we waited for the Lord Captain to speak. Sigmund... Pascal, if you would. The Engineer Prime slowly waded into the motionless ranks of servitors, peering into their faces and checking the readings. There was no haste in Pascal's actions. With With mesmerizing diligence, he inspected every single unit in his path, and Ben Herrick prayers were his companions in this investigation. The examination confirmed the Technomat's initial hypothesis. Servitors' souls, or rather the souls of the people they once were, had awakened. Not yet fully conscious of their past and present, these half-machines can nonetheless feel primitive emotions and sensations such as fear and pain. This undesirable consequence of shoddily performed lobotomy is most rarely observed, and yet, for some unknown reason, it had occurred in every single one of the servitors gathered in the bay. Give me a report. This long-winded and detailed report could have been summarized in a single key point. Despite the servitors' abnormal behavior, they were still quite capable of carrying out tasks. And therefore, the circumstances did not call for their termination. Let's take a look at them ourselves. Immediately, the servitors, each and every one of them, stepped toward the Lord Captain in perfect unison. They mimicked his movements with a frightening precision. The retreater halted in place, and after a moment's thought, waved his hand, and the servitors just as synchronously, I can't say this word, apparently, repeated that gesture as well. When the Lord Captain turned quizzically to look to the Technomat, so did the servitors, as if mocking him. Whatever the Lord Captain did, be it an incline of the head, a wave of the hand, or a step to the side, the defective units repeated it without a moment's delay or hesitation, like grotesque marionettes controlled by an unseen puppeteer. Observed this mime unfold in distressed bafflement for nearly a minute until the servitors finally came to a stop. Not sensing any threat from them, the trader approached with confidence. The captain examined the servitors. Tai factotum, I who had prompted the entire inspection. Thus it's my duty to follow the Lord Captain. As we stepped closer, we noticed a fascinating irregularity. The servitors' pupils, normally still, were shaking wildly. The bulging veins were pulsating under the copper collars, described with their past offenses. As if those mindless half-machines were locked in a perpetual state of extreme tension. Visibly shaken Technomat behind us proposed that the human souls had awakened within the servitors' bodies after a long slumber deep within their lobotomized brains. Formerly bereft of intelligence, they had attained awareness, feeling, and understanding. After a pause, the added that the servitors used to function properly, but no one had been able to explain the change in their behavior. This gaze still trained on the motionless but animate half-machines and half-people, the Lord Captain. Well, I gotta pick the heretical option. I've made a promise to no one that I have to pick the heretical option every opportunity. The Lord Captain suddenly drew an iridescent blade, one I had seen before, and instead of following some unheard command, plunged into the nearest servitor. Heretical blessing. The moment the blade sliced open the pale flesh, a wild howl washed over the cargo bay. Heard the screeching and crackling of servo monitors, as if having regained the ability to feel pain. The wounded servitor struggled to open his sewn mouth, but all it could muster was a stifled moan of horror. The Lord Captain's victim fell to the metal deck, and all the other servitors came crashing down with it. We all felt the grip of an otherworldly, bone-chilling cold. As I met the Technomat's fearful gazes, I realized that none of those present had any explanation for what had just transpired. Engineer Prime proceeded to the center of the spiral of servitor bodies, stood over them grimly, studying their lifeless faces, and spoke thus. This tech phenomenon warrants comprehensive study. Further investigation has been rendered impossible. Perhaps it was a trick of my imagination, but I thought I saw a semblance of sorrow in his gaze at that moment. Lord Captain, seemingly not having attached... I'm just gonna start again. Lord Captain, seemingly not attaching any importance to the situation, sheathed the blade and left the cargo bay without a word. Huh. I made Pascal sad. How awful of me. Is there anything I can do to progress to this? I think this just goes on as we play the game. Let's go take a look at that pirate ship again. Maybe I'll be able to read it better with older eyes. 2-hour older eyes. Maybe there's going to be a random encounter or something like that. There's some commotion on the officer's deck. Lady Navigator has left her quarters and is currently in the wardroom, where uninitiated crew members are shunning her in terror. Perhaps you should find out what has brought Cassia to the deck. Sure thing. Alright, Cassia, what's up?
Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
We're voiced again. Lady Navigator is engrossed in perusing the dusty tomes, which appear to have been neglected by the other officers. Maybe because of sloth or dullness of mind, as when you walk closer, Cassia looks up at you, starts, and hides a weathered look behind her back. And then, what she just said. I see you're fond of reading.
Oh, this. I found this fascinating read on one of the shelves, and I must say, it has caught my eye. Its every chapter is written in verse. I find it so beautiful and enrapturing. Urak 5 had a vast archive of its own, of course, although most of the works within had to do with scholarly disciplines of some sort or another. Only in my sparse moments of respite was I allowed to escape into the pages of more embellished works.
Cassia gently brushes off the dust of the cover with her thin, clawed hand. Her eyes filled with longing after reminiscing about her lost home. Have you gotten over your class?
One should not underestimate the navigators of House Orselio, Lord Captain. Like a shawl of pale smoke, a faint malaise hangs upon my shoulders, but it will not be the slightest hindrance to my duty to humanity, and my duty to you.
Her response is reserved and pointedly decorous. That's how you say it. Clearly intended to create distance between you. Okay. You cool with your new attendants? Beside the ones you killed for that ritual?
Your servants are somewhat sluggish when it comes to attending a noblewoman of the Navis nobility, but they are quite tolerable. Thank you for your concern.
I've been saying noble-like this whole time like a dumbass. Cassia cringes ever so slightly, adjusts the adornment on her forehead, and awkwardly hides her clawed fingers with the folds of her clothes. The unnatural appearance of navigators often becomes a topic of gossip among lowly servants and officers alike. It's clear that she does not feel comfortable aboard a ship teeming with new people. You okay?
There are people on this ship who are far more impulsive and dangerous to others, and far less devoted to the God Emperor than a herald of the Navis nobility. But I did not need your words to see the shades of umber unease that whirl around your subjects whenever I am near. Were I not acquainted with such a reaction, I could have found their behavior in your question just now insulting.
My bad.
Lord Captain, would you kindly explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions? Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying? You are behaving as if you possessed a shred of fellow feeling for one such as I.
Because I'm a good person, don't question me.
I beg your pardon, Lord Captain. That was no way for a navigator to conduct herself.
It's okay, I lied to you anyway. I'm not a good person, I'm a heretical picker. You're fine, it's okay.
Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now. Your words and attention have reminded me of life on the station, of Theobald and Felek. I do not understand. They were merely the keepers of Urak 5. So, why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here?
Puts her hand on her breastplate.
At the same time, I find myself overwhelmed with new excitement and anticipation. At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages of books. Your ship alone is a treasure trove of remarkable artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond, but my delight must seem childish to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing.
That, you bring up a good point. How old are you? They were calling you the child. Could I bring up your... Oh yeah. How old are you? I have no idea. Given the setting, probably like 300 years old or something. I understand what you're going through.
Indeed. I did not know. That is to say, I could not have known, as it is the first time we are speaking in a circumstance so private. My word, when I found this place, it was so full of officers. Why did they all leave?
I can imagine why. Perhaps they didn't want to disturb you. We already established that people don't really like you very much.
Or because my presence offends them.
That's what I was just saying.
Then I must take my leave as well. I am due to inspect the Sanctum Navis after the communion ritual and prepare the chamber for the upcoming warp jump. Thank you for your company.
No problem. Okay, well that was fun. Where am I? Have I been here before? I don't think I've been here before. I'll just map out this whole area. Maybe it'll be useful later. I probably can't come back here through direct will of my own. Okay, that's all. Back to what I was doing before. What was I doing before? Oh right, the pirates. To the map. The pirates. See if we get another random encounter as we go. Okay. That just seems worse than what I've got. Like, I'm dodging 40% of enemies. That's pretty rad. How do I gain prophet favor? Can I do it here? What exactly am I losing if I click this? Does it say here? What is that? Nice. So I have to sell, like, I have to click one of these to gain reputation, I think. But I don't know what I'm getting rid of. Am I getting rid of all my ranged weapons? I don't want to get rid of all my ranged weapons. I want to get rid of most of them, because they're useless to me. But just all of them? That doesn't seem helpful. I see. So if I were to click this, does it say which one I'm getting rid of? Okay, there we go. Anything particularly highlighted? I don't think so. If I were to... like miscellaneous ship components. Am I just getting rid of all of this? Like, are all of these just sellables that I can't do anything else with? Maybe? Sorry, that one snuck up on me. Can I safely just sell all this? Like, doing that levels me up, I think. And I still have a lot after that. Is this all not useful to me? I don't think so, because it doesn't tell me what these do. It's just like, oh, this takes up 1% of cargo. The fact that I'm able to select all of it is pretty nice. So that, I think this is just selecting all sellable? There was... before, like, a second ago, I was able to just, like, I think it was just, like, select all that, and then it was 1,500 down there. It looks like Heretic Trophy sells for a lot. Let's try to get exactly 1,500. There. Now, does that let me... lets me buy this stuff? Can I just buy this? I don't see where my money is. Can I just grab all this? Can I just get an unlimited amount of everything that I'm able to get? I mean, this weapon, this chainsword here, is just directly better than the one I have now. Is there any reason for me not to grab it? If I were to level up again, that'd be a decent weapon on the guy I just got rid of. And that just looks like a better version of that. Oh, it's a 200. I was gonna say it looks like a better version of that sword I just bought. And if I max out reputation, I get a decent shield. Okay, I think I understand, hopefully. I would like that sword I just bought. Plus 25% crit damage is nice. And then the parry is good. I mean, that's just a product of chain swords in general rather than this one, but it is better. I think. It might be exactly the same. Well, it does plus 5% more armor penetration. Okay. Is there nothing else in this area? No, don't do that. What's that? I see. Alright, let's go back. Alright. I think now's a decent point to end stream, because I probably don't have time to do another quest. So yeah, I'll just end stream here. I'll be back again tomorrow to make up for Friday last week that I missed. At the same time, noon central, I'll try to schedule this next one, see if I can do that. That'd be neat. Yeah. Same time tomorrow, noon central. It was nice seeing you again, Josh. Nice having you if you're still here. Nice having you, Bejkun, Medjed, Hyper, everyone. It's nice having people to thank in chat. You guys have a good rest of your day. Hope to see you tomorrow. I'll learn how to outro at some point.